These are two 4 terabyte internal hard disks. They are not expensive professional server grade models or anything like that, but they're enough for my purpose, which is just straight up backing up my data for offline backups. Funny story about these, I had ordered these off of the Western Digital website and they went to my previous address. So I had to actually run into my old apartment and go in there all Solid Snake-like and actually grab the package. I don't know if the person was home yet. I probably should have at least knocked on their door or something like that. So I probably freaked someone out if anyone saw me, but I don't think they did. I got these because of my own kind of knuckleheaded stupidity. I had knocked around the previous two while I was looking for some paperwork for the Beezies. I was in a hurry. I didn't take the time to move the hard disks out of the way. And now I'm 2 hard disks down and my backup's no good. Fortunately, my server's fine. So, you know, I didn't lose anything, but that's not a state to remain in. And I just needed a point where I had enough money to actually replace those disks. The reason they're cheap, though, is because as ideal as like really high-end, like enterprise-grade hard disks are, what it really comes down to, particularly for these backups, is that the mean time to failure is relatively unimportant when you're only going to have the hard disk spun up for maybe a couple of hours a month. I only do my offline backups a couple of hours per month, and so this is really all you need. The cheap drives do have the generally lower mean time to failure, so they're supposed to fail a lot sooner than the really high-end drives. But when you're just doing backups and they're not going to be spinning continuously and being powered for very long, that mean time to failure really doesn't amount to much. And so, my mistake. It cost me some money I could have otherwise spent elsewhere had I just simply treated the previous drives with some respect. But at least now I can actually rebuild my backup and get that back up to speed. This is Zorra. You'll have to forgive me if she's not in the frame because I cannot see what we are aiming at. This video is largely a test of a new phone stand and a phone holder and a tripod that I ordered. I have quibbles with both, but the tripod is generally fine. It's got a nice magnetic base so I can attach it to the fridge if I want. But the problem is that it's very, very, very small, so it won't be able to get a lot of the angles I need. I'd like to be able to also point it a little more directly down at some things, especially when I get into the 6502 videos, which are still incoming. And you just saw Zorra here get a little indignant. But even worse, though, is the phone holder. Unfortunately, it has this clip, this just up top here, just like a portion of the holder that squeezes up against the volume buttons. And that's stupid. That's really, really bad design. I don't know if it's just because these are probably designed for some other kind of phones or what. I'm gonna keep looking for a different phone holder for this. Just maybe something that can be designed to hold it maybe from the bottom and the top as opposed to the sides, or maybe it can hold it. I haven't read the instructions yet, so for all I know, I'm just doing this wrong. The stand, the tripod itself is really cool. It's one of those gorilla tripods, which, can bend into all sorts of really fun things, and of course, I can always do this. Oh, hey, look, oops. Oh, magnet's not holding. I was about to say, ooh, look, the magnet, but I'm not getting... See how professional I am at making YouTube videos. I'm probably sideways now, but who cares? It's on my fridge. This is kind of useful. It would actually be useful if I mounted it. I don't know. Can it stick on this side? You are witnessing me testing my equipment. Doing this can actually be kind of handy if I wanted to cook. which, I enjoy cooking, and I can sort of, kind of, not really get. This is brisket. I can kind of, sort of get the, like cooking in the shop. Excuse the dirty dish. I would have made some food earlier. So, I would probably like something about 3 times as big as this tripod. I might be able to get like a full-size one and just collapse it. And something I could maybe point straight down, but more importantly, I desperately, desperately would like for a phone holder that doesn't try to squeeze my volume buttons when holding the phone. So I'm going to look at this phone holder a little more closely to see if it can do it from the top and bottom, because that might actually be the correct way to do it. But this is Brisket. And of course, I know that most professional YouTubers probably actually have actual cameras and not phones, but I'm not investing in being a full-time YouTuber. This is Zorra. You already know her. I don't think I introduced her the traditional way, so my apologies. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a nice tripod, and it might be good for cooking or some low-level things, but I have my doubts about its practical use for a lot of the things I actually had in mind. I don't know how far down I can turn it. I mean, I could probably just... But there's, a point where I'm just like, I'm not certain. I know, if I'm really going to be serious about this, I should probably actually just get a camera, but that's just money I don't have. So, honestly, if I get a lot of money, I'd much rather spend it on the beesies. So, I know there's lots of people who are able to actually make good stuff using their phones. I just need to figure out the whys and whats and the whatnots and the wherefores. So, I'm going to be improving on this. So, consider this an informal beesies update. As a matter of fact, actually, let's talk about the beesies. Zorra's doing okay. I had just transitioned the beesies, which Brisket is one of them, over to a half canned, half dry food diet. And Zorra's response to that was to really enjoy the food, although she's a bit picky about chicken bits, but also buy very, very liquid poops. So I've been adding Fortiflora to her food since this morning, and I need to get more so that I can, shore up her feedback over the food. But probably the more interesting news is probably this little guy. I finally called the vet about his sneeziness and watery eyes, and they suggested that I get some L-lysine as a supplement that apparently actually manages those very symptoms. It could be allergies. The vet had advised me that if his discharge ever seems to change any colors, to possibly bring him in and we get him back on antibiotics. But I don't think he has an upper respiratory infection. I think this is allergies. And apparently L-lysine is just what he needs. At least that's what the doctor suggested. As you can tell, he's been talkative. A large part of that is because he wants to ride me like a pack mule. I don't know if that's really the right term, but he wants to ride on my back, and you can already tell he's trying to square up. If you follow me on Facebook or on the Kitten Academy Discord, you've probably seen him doing this. Because he's looking... Watch out, Zorra. He's looking to jump up on me. And that meowing is him telling me to quit it and let him jump up on my shoulders. See... already interested. He already took down a butterfly picture I hung up. Looks like he was already working on my little 3D wolf leopard thingy that I got at the zoo one year. But yeah, Brisket's doing great. He's gotten very cuddly and vocal lately, He's decided that he's just going to go after all the things that he wants, and generally the things that he wants are to get on my back, and to eat things that are edible, or things that he thinks should be edible, which can be a broad spectrum for a kitten his age. He's maybe 6, 7 months old. I'd have to check his paperwork. But yeah, he's going to be doing fine. Once I finally actually get the L-lysine, I've got to get a little bit more money in. I get paid this week, so it doesn't matter. We'll see if that actually helps him out, because I'm getting, concerned about the sneezes, but he's also been kind of coating various surfaces across my apartment with kitten snot, and I don't like that. But yeah, and then Brisket, Zorra here is just looking longingly at Brisket, which, you know how that goes. She's actually being very, very not talkative right now. She's usually the one who has the most to say. Although Brisket does like to narrate as he does things, so that's really all there is to it. I mean, other content I might be working on. I know I keep talking about the 6502 computer build and wanting to go over that, talking about things like adapting the CC65 compiler for it. That's stuff that a lot of people are probably not that interested in, but it's something I'm interested in, and it might actually get other kinds of viewers in. I want to do a lot of computer videos because that's the sort of thing I'm passionate in. But I'd like to maybe put my hand in some cooking, but I don't know. I like to cook. I really enjoy cooking, but to call myself a good cook or one that would actually be worth watching is probably a bit of a stretch. So I think most people are really just interested in the beesies, but I just don't want that to be the only thing I do on this channel. And if you have suggestions for things you'd like to see me do, I would at least be willing to listen to them, even if I might not wind up doing them, because it ultimately just kind of boils down to my interests and skill level. Because if I find I need to do something really difficult in order to put together a video, I'm probably not going to be that likely to do it. But these guys aren't difficult, and I love them. And, well, I like to share them with you. Where the heck did Zorra go? Oh, there she is. She's thinking amidst all this talking, I'm probably going to feed them, but it is not feeding time for another 45 minutes. I want to get her to meow, but I don't want to bring out the treats to do it. She thinks I'm bringing out the treats. This video's gotten pretty long. I think I'm just going to end it here. Like, subscribe, whatever. I'm not really launching like a big professional YouTube channel, obviously, but if you like the videos, then you'll know when I'm actually putting them out if you actually subscribe and hit the little bell thingy. All right, well, talk to you later.